It's like a candlelight. It's like an energy.
Like a flicker?
A flicker round. It's not the way you picture, because whatever you picture, like Mars, Venus, or Saturn,
Yeah.
they're CGI. The way you picture in any book, in the school or in the NASA,
Sure.
they're CGI. They're not a. They're not
It's all
a,
CGI. You're saying that the photos they're sending are CGI.
It's not
The photos that we see are CGI.
Well, right, they are CGI, not photos.
Now with the Hubble, what about the Hubble telescope that's gone out into space and taking pictures of the Earth from back in, like even from as far back as like Venus and?
Like I say once again, it's not. It's only 8 pictures in NASA. You can search.
There's only
that.
8 pictures.
And all those 8, they are CGI.
Wow. I guess I never really looked into it. I just
See, take a look this. There are a lot of scientists in NASA today, 2017, they came forward and they say, today, we don't have the technology to go through and break the Allen Belt, because it's a camp of a few miles of a radiation.
wait, break the what? The
Allen Belt. The Allen Belt, they call the limit between technically this atmosphere
in space.
and the vacuum space.
Okay.
There's no way to. We don't have the technology today to go through that.
But what about like satellites like that circle the Earth, like GPS satellites? Like the GPS on your dashboard is utilizing GPS 24 satellites that circle the Earth that can give you a triangulation of range to know where you're at any given time. It's actually using like 3 or 4 satellites to figure out where you're at any given point. So
okay, you got a point there. It's not even one single satellite
right
on the air. No satellites.
There's no satellites.
Everything that you know about communication, TV signal, radio signal, any radio signal, any GPS,
right,
is done by ground antennas. That's why when you go on a boat out of the way, you look signal on everything. You're missing in action.
So when I was on a submarine and we'd pop up in the middle of the ocean, we would get GPS navigation location, and we would basically wait for the satellites to give us the information of where we were, and then it would use a triangulation. So like satellite over there, satellite over here, satellite over there, and it takes 3 points of contact, and that's where it puts you in the center of that 3 points, and that's where you are located.
The biggest cloud, you know how much is a satellite in countries they pay for it? $240 million. Every country has to pay $120 million to repair a satellite.
Okay.
Without all that money, there are people sitting in an office with computers. So when you submarine asking GPS location, those funny people, they send you on the computer.
They're sending us information from a computer.
Information that this satellite, and you are here, and a couple of miles you have an island, and this and that.
But so just play devil's advocate. Let's just playing devil's advocate here, because I'm trying to.
Don't believe me.
No, I'm trying to understand your theory, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. So if
it's not even one single, there are not 100 millions of people around the world with professional telescopic, including myself, look in the space every single day. No one came forward that ever see a satellite passing by, ever.
So when I was a kid, I remember that the space shuttle was in space, and I was up in the Catskills with my family, and we knew that the space shuttle was going to be coming across the sky, and we actually saw the 3 red lights of the rocket as it came by, and at like 2 o'clock in the morning, we watched it come zipping by up in the stars.
They have a plane. A plane they call Sophia.
Sophia?
Yeah, and that plane is a very high altitude.
Okay.
and taken a camera picture. Whatever you see the zoomer when you go into Google, is made by Sophia. So
Okay.
whatever you search on the computer and the Google and the planet, the continental, the country, the city, and to your house,
Right.
that is made by Sophia.
So when I just got off the plane, I was flying up. As we were flying, I actually watched what appeared to be the curvature of the Earth. What I thought was the curvature of the Earth.
Okay.
As I watched the sunrise.
They make the glass of every single passenger window with a shape of the fishing eye. That way, whatever you see outside, it look like a
So
curve.
Boeing is involved. So they make the special glass to make it.
I'm not kidding you. I'm also a veteran, special force.
Right.
I've been in the army for when you shoot, like I explained to you. When you shoot, I used to shoot missiles.
Okay.
When you shoot a missile or bazooka intalasa, I don't know how they call it in English.
Intercontinental ballistic missile.
Okay, you don't conserve. Also, I had an engineer background. When you go to a school of engineer, in no equation they tell you that you gotta consider the curve of the air, the curve of the earth. It's no. If you build a bridge, the longest bridge built in this planet is in China.
Okay.
It's 1,104 miles.
Sure.
Not even 1 inch of a curve. And you know what the formula for the curve is? It's 1 mile square multiplied by 8 inches. 8 inches is about this tablet.
Sure, I got it. But
So 1 plus 1
yep.
equals 1 plus 8. And 1 mile, you go down.
Wait,
8
1 plus
inches.
1 equals 1?
Right.
1 plus 1 equals 2.
No.
1 times 1 equals 1.
1 time. Right. I'm sorry.
Yep.
1 plus. No. 1. How you say?
Times.
1 time
Multiplied by 1.
Multiplied by 1 is
Yeah.
equal 1. Multiplied by 8 is 8. So in 1 mile you go down 8 inches.
So okay,
And 2
have you been down to like in Brooklyn and Staten Island to see the Verrazano Bridge,
Yeah.
and to see how it's curved because it's so long?
Well, it doesn't mean that the planet is curved. Take a look at the water underneath. The water looks flat, and you can get a telescopic, and you can look the water 100 miles one side, 100 miles the other side, and it's completely flat. The water, like I explained to you, in 3 miles is 3 times 3 is 9, right?
Okay.
Plus 8, 72 is about your size, 6 feet. In 3 miles, you already have 6 feet down.
Okay.
They haven't taken picture from Michigan on the Great Lake to Chicago. They're 60 miles. Chicago should be completely disappear in 60 miles. And the picture come out clear,
But if it's flat, you're saying it's flat because of that it's flat.
flat.
But like, in which case I should be able to so we have the technology to take a picture from this airplane you're talking about to make us think that Earth was round, or these satellite photos. They're not satellites because they're airplanes.
Right.
But we don't have the technology to take a picture from here to say I can see the Golden Gate Bridge from New York, because that's about the same distance, 3,000 miles.
Yeah, you can take a picture. It happened to be the atmosphere, and it's a vapor in the air,
Okay.
and then difficult to take a long distance picture.
Plus you got the Rocky Mountains because that's a little higher over there too, because you got to go
Right.
up
But
over that.
if you don't believe me, but
No,
go-
I'm
go-
trying to figure it.
go-
I'm trying
go
to understand it.
try it when you get a chance.
Sure.
On YouTube, get Eric Dubay.
Okay.
Dubay is
Dubay?
D-U-B like boy.
Yep.
A-Y. Dubay.
Dubai. Okay.
He give you 200 proof of the flat. The flat Earth. 200.
Okay.
Someone there, scientific proof by scientists.
Wait, all right.
Eric
He's a
Dubay.
scientist or not a scientist?
Oh, and you was in the Navy. Maybe
Yeah.
you familiar with Richard E. Byrd? Sound familiar to you?
Yeah, Admiral Byrd.
Almer Byrd?
Yeah.
take a look in YouTube. They interviewed 1956 of Arnold Byrd.
But he went down to Antarctica.
Yeah,
Right.
he went to the Arctic.
So if he went to the Arctic Circle,
He was in charge, Arnold Byrd, he was in charge of the high jump project,
okay.
1946, 1947. He went with the aircraft, few plane, few helicopter, another ship, and 5,000 troop to the Antarctic.
Yes. In which case they couldn't use compasses because at 86 degrees is when the compasses stop working because of the magnetic pull of the Earth.
Okay, the magnetic pole is the North Pole. That is the center of the air.
So what happens at the South Pole?
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm from Chile.
Okay.
Let's say this is the globe.
Yes, sir.
Chile is all the way south.
It's right there on the side of
Almost we're on the Antarctic.
the
We have
left
a piece
side of
it.
right, the left side of South America, right?
Okay. If you want to go from Chile to Australia, Australia south,
Yeah.
all the way on the other side.
Okay.
If you want to take a plane to go to Australia,
Yeah.
you have to fly this one in the globe, stop in United States on the north side of the hemisphere,
Okay.
stop in LA, and come down south and go to Australia. It's no, why you don't go the plane go like this or go like this
Right.
in few hours.
So
You
when
know
I
why? You know why?
why?
Because Chile's on one end and Australia's on the other end. Professional people from international flight, they working on international flight,
Sure.
they went on the glove where all the international flight would stop. They don't make sense in the glove, but they went on a flat map and make
Okay.
100% accurate.
So okay,
I'm gonna give you
I
another
went I was stationed in Hawaii
Yeah.
and I was in the Navy and we went to Japan
Okay.
and then we went to Australia, and then when we got back from Australia we went directly from Australia to Hawaii via America's Samoa. So we did like a big triangle thing,
Okay.
but we were underwater.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying that so in your theory I should have went north back up to Japan and came back across to Hawaii.
You know who had the actual picture of how the map of the flat air look?
Yeah.
Four institution.
Who?
Four institution. United
Oh,
Nations,
okay.
International Aviation,
Okay.
International Marine,
Okay.
and International Forecast of Weather. They
Okay.
have the symbol, the actual symbol of the flat earth.
Okay.
If you see a globe, I have two globes in my house.
Sure.
Even one in my bedroom.
Right.
When you see South America and Africa,
Okay.
they point in south with the narrow side. If you go in Atlas, you open an Atlas, you see South America and Africa with the narrow side to the south. But if you go on a real Decatur map, Africa's like this.
Well, that's because they have to take it, if they were to lay it on a flat, to put it in a one-dimensional paper, they have to lay it out flat. They have to. It's a representation of where it's not an actual. But if you look at the lines of azimuth, as far as like latitude and longitude, they should all match up. But if I was to take that flat map and then put it around, say, I don't know, a styrofoam ball, it would be round.
Right.
Make sense? That's how I look at it.
No, but once again, don't believe me.
No, Juan. Listen,
take a
you're a good soul, man. It was a great conversation, though.
Yeah.
I do appreciate
take a
it.
look, like a hobby.
Yeah,
And-
I'm gonna take a look at it. Yeah,
and-
no,
and
but
you're
you
gonna
you said
demand
Dubai,
this.
right? Dubai.
Dubai.
Yep, I'm gonna take a look at
It's
it.
DUBAY. Dubai.
All right,
I believe
Juan.
you can go
I'm
right
here,
here.
buddy. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
All right.